This year, the City of Atlanta made history, electing 4 members of the City Council who are openly part of the LGBTQ community. Liliana Bakhtiari, Keisha Waits, Alex Wan, and Matt Westmoreland now represent 1 in 4 of the Council's 16 members. Malik Brown, the director of the Mayor's Division of LGBTQ Affairs, sat down recently with each of them to discuss the impact of this important moment.
When you were first elected, you were the first openly gay man and the only LGBTQ person at the time. What does it feel like today, coming into a council chamber of 3 other LGBTQ people? How does that feel?
I feel like all the work that I've done over the last it's 3 decades now. No, but seriously, in the LGBTQ community, has been around just championing all the principles and values that we've been trying to champion around equality. To have all 4 of us on here means that work is starting to pay off, and that voices that are so critical to our process, voices in our community that have not been heard and have not been given the opportunity to express themselves and be part of the dialogue, are now part of the dialogue.
So when I look at your resume, particularly around nonprofits, there's a particular focus on youth. Can you tell me why you're so passionate about youth?
I just really appreciate and fundamentally believe that they're our future. I also feel like they are so much more receptive. They are open-minded, they are curious. Let's take advantage of that. Let's tap into that and show them that anything is possible.
Good morning, Councilmember Bakhtiari. You are in your freshman term as a council member. Can you tell us how that feels?
I'm still getting used to it. When people say council member instead of Liliana, it's still very confusing and surreal, but I love it. It's chaotic, which my past prepped me for. This is where childhood trauma comes into play in like a positive way. It makes you really good at functioning in chaotic environments. But suddenly having the ability to have resources and be connected to people who can like move mountains in the city is a tremendous privilege, and it's really exciting.
With this recent inauguration, we swore in 4 openly LGBTQ people. Can you tell us how that feels?
Well, it's really nice to have people who understand it and who understand the challenges, and also now it's more of a discussion with our straight colleagues who all seem very eager to be the best allies they can be. So getting to talk about that, also getting to talk about my own non-binary and gender fluid status, and I'm growing into that. I'm going to be going through a lot of changes over the next few years. And having this caucus on council makes me feel much safer doing so, because not a lot of people understand that identities are stackable. Not a lot of people understand gender fluidity or feeling in between or struggles with gender dysphoria. So 1, it makes me feel seen and makes me feel safe to talk about it. But at the same time, it also is an opportunity to have these conversations in this environment and from this platform and make it something that's more commonplace and make people understand that this is like anybody has the possibility, no matter your identity, to hold a position like this. So we get to make this conversation more mainstream, which makes a lot of other kids feel seen.
Can you tell us the change in the state and the city that you've seen as far as tolerance and accepting, and even just where the LGBTQ community is versus when you started your service?
One of the changes that come to mind for me probably is when you look at our pride. I believe we probably have one of the largest pride celebrations in the country. And I've seen that grow over the years. And one of the things that I always talked about on the campaign trail is that my understanding of the needs and issues of the LGBTQ community don't come from reading the paper. I don't go to Pride to campaign. I celebrate Pride. I am Pride. And so it's a little bit different. And frankly, it's just seeing the evolution, having friends who were not as open-minded, having parents who were in fact homophobic, and watching them evolve over the years and their level of tolerance and the healing that's taken place in my family, I think is important. I have 2 siblings that are out. and open LGBTQ members. I had a brother that I lost several years ago in 1991 to the virus. And so HOPWA work is very dear and personal to someone like me. And so, again, I get to wake up every day and live my truth and, frankly, to do work that I really care about. And so that's exciting.
You've touched on this, and especially in 2022, we talk a lot about intersectional identities. Can you talk about the intersection of being a Black woman and a member of the LGBTQ community and how that shows up in your work?
The way that I describe that is that I am no stranger to alienation. I am no stranger to being underestimated and overlooked. And so as a triple minority, being a woman, first being an African-American woman, and then certainly, having the tag of the stigma for some, being LGBTQ is tough. And that's not an easy walk.
So on the eve of your inauguration, you came out. It was shocking to some people and I think heartwarming to most. Can you talk about what that felt like in that process and how it's been since?
Honestly, I wrestled with that decision. The fact that the content was so personal, the desire to live in a world where such pronouncements aren't necessary, fear that people would look at who I chose to be with and that would somehow impact how they viewed me or my public service. But honestly, part of what drove me to do it was looking at students, like the ones I had taught at Carver or the ones across Atlanta who maybe have ever struggled themselves with being authentic and real and truthful, either with themselves or with others. And if my public statements can help them in whatever they might be struggling with, I thought that was something that I definitely wanted to do.
So there was something that you said in your coming out statement that to the effect of you hope to live in a world where people don't have to do this anymore. Can you just build on that and tell me what you meant?
I hope we one day live in a world where people don't really look twice at two guys as they're holding hands, just as hopefully they won't look twice at an interracial couple doing the same thing. We're not there yet. We've made a tremendous amount of progress. I'm living into and coming into a world that's very different than it was for people 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I'm very fortunate about that. And I think we'll keep making progress.
In May of 2021, a historical marker was erected near the intersection of Ponce de Leon Avenue and Oakdale Road. It tells the story of the life and tragic death of Porter Flenory Turner. He was a husband and father of 2 sons. A diligent provider, Turner worked 60 hours a week as a mechanic and porter at a car dealership and garage. He made extra money by driving a cab at night. On the evening of August 20th, 1945, 50-year-old Turner was stabbed on the lawn of a home on Springdale Road. It would be June of 1946 before it was revealed that members of the Ku Klux Klan bragged about Turner's killing. No arrests were ever made in the lynching.
Benjamin E. Mays High School was established in 1981, replacing Southwest High School. It is the first Atlanta public school named for a living African American man. Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays was a renowned minister, educator, and civil rights activist. Considered the spiritual mentor to civil rights giant Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Mays served as president of Morehouse College from 1940 to 1967. Known as an Academy of Math and Science, Benjamin Elijah Mays High School Educational would be recognized as a National School of Excellence in 1987, just 6 years after opening its doors. I'm a proud graduate of Benjamin Elijah Mays High School. As for other famed alumni, former Atlanta City Council member Caesar Mitchell, renowned artist Radcliffe Bailey, Grammy Award-winning rapper, singer, and producer CeeLo Green, and none other than Andre Dickens, the 61st mayor of the city of Atlanta.
Today is Rosa Parks' Day. It's the anniversary of her birthday, and her action was about making sure that transit was available for everybody. It was about desegregating buses so that everybody could ride. And so I think that it's a great reminder as Transit Equity Day that transit is really about access. It's about making sure that people can get to jobs, can get to work, can get to school. And so her legacy is one that's not only about desegregation, but it's also about economic access. There's this incredible 1950s bus behind me, similar to the one that Rosa Parks sat down and wouldn't move on. She was an inspiration that individual people can make a difference, that individual people as part of a whole can really change America. Public transit is really the backbone of making sure that our economy can grow. Whether it's bus or it's rail, it's really the way that we are able to move our lives. And so I think the vision for equity in transit is making sure transit's everywhere, making sure it's affordable, making sure that it goes to the places that we need it to go.
And this is Councilmember Marcy Collier Overstreet. I am your chair of the Zoning Committee, and I want to welcome everyone who has joined us this morning. Ms. Lindo, can you please do a roll call to make sure we have a quorum today?
Yes, Madam Chair. Good morning. Of course, Madam Chair, you are present. And then we have Councilmember Byron Amos.
Present.
Councilmember Andrea L. Boone.
Present.
Councilmember Amir Faroki.
Here.
Councilmember Mary Norwood.
Present.
Councilmember Howard Shook.
Here and voice voting.
Councilmember Matt Westmoreland. Madam Chair, and we do have a quorum of members present, and we also have with us Ms. Kieta Holmes, the Director of the Office of Zoning and Development.
Thank you for that, and welcome, Ms. Holmes. I am still not completely logged into eBoardroom, but I am working on it now. So for the first couple votes, you may have to let me know who's not voted yet, because I don't have my control panel. So let's move on now to the remote meeting statement, please.
Yes, Madam Chair. Good morning. Today's zoning committee meeting will be conducted remotely as advertised and in accordance with Georgia Code Section 50-14-1. The meeting will be conducted in conformance with Robert Rules of Order and Rules of Council as authorized by the City Code. The public may access the meeting conference bridge toll-free by dialing 404-902-5066 and entering conference ID number 151945. This information was also provided on the Friday, February 25th, 2022, public meeting notice. The public may also view the meeting on Channel 26, the Council's homepage at citycouncil.atlanta.ga.gov, Facebook and Twitter pages at ATL Council, and the Council's YouTube channel. Today's meeting agenda was also published and made available on Friday, February 25th, via the city's website at atlantacitygA.iqm2.com. In addition, the public is able to submit comments unrelated to zoning items that have or will go before the Zoning Review Board via voicemail at 404-330-6035 yesterday between the hours of 4 and 7 p.m. These comments will be played during the public comment portion of this meeting. All persons present on the remote council meeting conference bridge are requested to please mute your phones and speakers. Meeting participants wishing to speak must be acknowledged by the committee chair. Thank you all in advance for your cooperation.
Thank you, Ms. Lindell. Now let's move on down to adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the meeting agenda? And I'll also need a second, please.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll second. So motion by Shook, second by Overstreet. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Amos, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Thank you.
The vote is closed, Madam Chair.
Okay.
That's 6 yeas, 0 nays. The meeting agenda has been adopted.
Okay, let's move to the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes? And I'll need a second. Shook, motion by Shook, second by Holmes.
Westmoreland.
Second by Westmoreland. Please prepare the vote. Welcome, Councilmember Westmoreland.
Appreciate it.
One moment, Madam Chair. The vote is open. Will everyone please vote?
Councilmember Amos, how do you vote?
I vote yay.
The vote is closed, Madam Chair. That's 7 yeas, 0 nays. The meeting minutes have been approved.
Wonderful. So now we're down to public comment. Can you please play the public comment? And how many do we have?
We have 2 public comments, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
I am Brother Anthony Muhammad. I am a soulful spiritual being. I have no need for religion anymore. I recognize that the patriarchal society has went against the ancient Kemetic ancestors' teaching of my law of attraction of the elements of nature, the my principles. Why? Because look what is going on in Atlanta. You have in Ukraine, as I speak, in Russia, a war against a country that have sovereign powers. But who is sorry when you have a society like America can continue to reach out and provide services to everyone except the people in America? We are the ex-descendants of slaves. Right here in Atlanta, Mr. Dickerson and members of council, you promised 20,000 new homes. You go outside the city hall, go on Gannett Street, you see people all up and down the street living on the road. You go up to the church on the backside of the city hall, you got people living on the street. Why is it that you can take my tax money and give it to a country to help get resolution to a war that has been proposed by a sovereign country who want to connect Ukraine back to that sovereign country, Russia? But you can't get members of the city council to want to speak out and have these churches and these pastors in Atlanta. You got over 1,500 pastors that look like me. They used to generate $30 million every weekend and put it in a bank. Not for the benefit to aid the conditions of the people, for the benefit of their self-grandizement. So I ask you, of zoning, are you going to talk to the mayor and find ways to help him as he proposed 20,000 houses? Or are you going to do that what is necessary to aid the reservation of the condition of dark-skinned people? Why is it that we are not being told? You got the schools want to teach the creative race theory. There ain't no creative race theory. It's a fact. You have harmed dark people ever since you came in this country. The indigenous people did this land. My people in Georgia goes all the way back before the pilgrims came in this nation. And those that came to Georgia in the 1500s. Why is it that the civilized houses, what you going to do? Are you going to zone it? Are you going to zone it? Or are you going to look out to get the people off the street? These are darker people in the law. You got the Caucasians over there going in all of those well-developed countries.
Greetings, zoning committee members and staff, and special greetings to you citizens and voters of Atlanta, keeping an eye on government. Ben Howard, Senior Advocate, Public Policy Analyst. On the agenda for the Neighborhood Planning Unit R meeting Wednesday are two text amendments relating to Campbellton Road. My concern is not enough people know that. Under the regime that controls NPUR for the last decade, attendance at meetings averaged about 25 residents and stakeholders. Now that the regime has been voted out, attendance is averaging about 50 residents and stakeholders, and that will increase as we recruit more residents along the Campbellton Road corridor for the email list and the proposed calling post list. There are more than 50 at the Lillian Campbell House. There are more than 50 at QLS Haven. There are more than 50 at QLS Gardens. There are more than 50 at Venetian Hills Apartments. There are more than 50 at Baptist Gardens, and there are more than 50 at Baptist Towers. There are more than 50 at Chevron Gardens and other facilities west of Geelong. So NPUR is growing, but as we grow, we must edify. So who will volunteer to teach Overlay District 101?
That concludes the public comments, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're at ordinance for first read. So we have 4 first reads, and these will be sounded in at our next full council meeting on March 7th and referred at that time, so no action needed there. Everyone, we can turn our pages to page 3 to ordinance for second read. And we will have Ms. Holmes sound these in. Ms. Holmes, are you available? Ms. Lindo, do you think she's muted? Or am I muted?
It seems like Ms. Holmes is having some technical difficulties. One moment.
Okay. I mean, I guess I can read them in, but
I can, Madam Chair, if you'd like, until she can get on.
okay, it's fine. You go ahead, and I
This
will.
is ordinance.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Madam Chair. This is number 5. This is 2020-1051, V2158. This is a substitute ordinance by zoning committee to rezone
Ms.
from
Lindo.
I-1. Okay, she's
Ms.
on.
Lindo.
Thank you.
Thank you. My line was not unmuted. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Good morning. Good morning, council members. Item number 5, 2020-1051, D2158, a substitute ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from light industrial to multifamily residential conditional for property located at 1056, 1066, 1088, and 1100 Murphy Avenue Southwest, and 1127 Sylvan Road Southwest, and 1135 Sylvan Road Southwest. Staff, NPU, and CRB recommendation approval conditional.
Madam Chair, we do have a need to amend this legislation to add updated conditions and site plan.
Okay, so I make a motion to bring forth the amendment.
Shook,
Is there a
seconds.
second? Thank you. Motion by Overstreet, second by Shook. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Westmoreland, how do you vote?
In favor.
The vote is closed, Madam Chair. That's 7 yeas, 0 nays. This item has been amended. The amended item is before you.
Okay, and I am told that Councilmember Lewis is fine with this amendment, so I move approval. Is there a second?
Shook.
Move approval by Overstreet, second by Shook. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Westmoreland.
In favor.
The vote is closed, Madam Chair. That's 7 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable on substitute as amended.
Thank you. Move
Madam
on to
Chair.
the-
Yeah, Madam Chair, if I could take item number 6 and 7 together.
Yes, of course.
Item number 6, 2020-1095, Z2196, an ordinance by Councilmember Dustin R. Phillips to rezone property zoned light industrial beltline overlay, mixed residential commercial beltline overlay, mixed residential commercial beltline overlay, and single family residential beltline overlay to mixed residential commercial beltline overlay to encourage transit-oriented development and provide affordable housing in proximity to the Bankhead MARTA station and for other purposes. Staff, NPU, and CRB recommendation approval. And item number 7, 2020-1077, Z21-112, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from light industrial beltline overlay to mixed residential commercial beltline overlay for property located at 1060 Jefferson Street Northwest. Staff recommendation, CRB recommendation, NPU recommendation approval.
Thank you. So I move approval. Is there a second?
Shook.
In discussion, please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Westmoreland, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you.
Those opposed, that's 7 yeas, 0 nays. Those items are favorable.
Okay. Madam Chair, if I could take items number 8 through 11 together.
Yes, please.
Item number 8, 22-0-1078, Z2115, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from commercial service district beltline overlay to mixed residential commercial beltline overlay for property located at 371 Boulevard Northeast. Staff recommendation, MP recommendation, VRB recommendation approval. Item number 9, 22-0-1079, Z21-116, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from two-family residential Inman Park Historic District Subarea 1 Beltline Overlay to multi-family residential conditional Inman Park Historic District Subarea 1 Beltline Overlay. Staff recommendation denial, MPU and ZRB recommendation, MPU recommendation approval, ZRB recommendation approval conditional. Item number 10, 22-0-1080, Z21-117, amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from light industrial Inman Park Historic District Subarea 2 Beltline Overlay to multi-family residential conditional Inman Park Historic District Subarea 2 Beltline Overlay for property located at 54 Waverly Way Northeast. Staff recommendation denial, MP recommendation approval, ZRB recommendation approval conditional. And item number 11, 22-0-1081, Z21-100, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from Zion City Special Public Interest District Subarea 6 to Zion City Special Public Interest District Subarea 5 for property located at 238 Andrew J. Harrison Place Northwest. Staff recommendation and ZRB recommendation denial, MPU recommendation approval, and the request is to hold for the first quarter CDHS public hearing.
Okay, I think we should follow that course. So motion to hold. Is there a second?
Shook.
Second. Okay, motion by Overstreet, second by Norwood. Okay. So I'll say motion by Shook, second by Norwood. Please prepare the vote.
One moment, Madam Chair. The vote is open.
Councilmember Boone, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you.
The vote is closed, Madam Chair. Those items will be held.
Okay. Thank you. And item 12.
Yes, ma'am. If I could take items 12, 13, and 14 together.
I'm sorry, Matt. Those need to be taken separately. I apologize.
Certainly. Item number 12, 20. Okay. Item number 12, 22-0-1160, an ordinance by council members Dustin R. Hillis and Byron Amos imposing a moratorium on the acceptance of any application for special administrative permit, special use permit, special exception, land disturbance permit, or building permit for which a special administrative permit has not been applied for or relating to certain specified uses within the Upper West Side Improvement District Master Plan Study Area for a period not to exceed 180 days and for other purposes.
Okay, so I move approval. Is there a second? And
Amos second.
So we'll say motion by Shook, second by Amos. Please prepare the vote.
One moment, Madam Chair. The vote is open. The vote is closed. 7 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable.
Item number 13, 22-0-1161, an ordinance by council member Jason H. Winston correcting ordinance 21-0-0706, Z2197, which was adopted by the City Council on December 6, 2021, and approved as per the City Charter 2-403 on December 15, 2021, without signature by operation of law to rezone certain properties located in the Boulevard Heights neighborhood for the purpose of correcting setback regulations.
Okay. I move approval. Is there a second?
Second, Boone.
Second, Boone. So motion by Overstreet, second by Boone. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Shipp?
Aye.
The vote is closed, Madam Chair. That's 7 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable.
Thank you.
Item number 14, 22-0-1165, an ordinance by Councilmember Antonio Lewis to waive provisions of Part 3, Code of Ordinances, Land Development Code, Part 16, Zoning, Chapter 11, Community Business District Regulations, Section 1611-003, Permitted Principal Uses and Structures of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances for the purpose of waiving the distance requirements for a service station located at 180 University Avenue, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 30315, which is presently a blighted property and for other purposes.
Move approval, Boone. Okay. Is there a second? I'll second Norwood. Okay, second Norwood. So motion by Boone, second by Norwood. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Shook, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
The vote is closed. That's 7 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable.
Okay, so we are moving down to our papers held in committee, and we would like to pull one of the papers from held. We'd like to pull item number 15, which is 22-0-1057.
So certainly, item number 15, 22-0-1057, D-2182, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to multi-family residential for property located at 257 Oak Cliff Road Northwest. Staff recommendation and ZRB recommendation denial, MP recommendation approval conditional, and there are 2 amendments to add to this paper, an exhibit and a list of conditions.
Okay, Ms. Boone, would you like to move to bring those, the amendment and exhibit forward?
Yes, Madam. Yes, Madam Chair. I would like to move to bring those amendments forward and move approval on this.
Absolutely.
Second, Amos.
Okay, so motion by Boone, second by Amos. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Shook, how do you vote?
Aye.
Anyone want to speak on the paper? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Lindo.
The vote is closed, Madam Chair. That's 7 yeas, 0 nays. That item has been amended.
Okay, so let's move on to approval of this item. Is there a motion?
Move approval, Boone.
Okay.
Norwood,
second. Move approval by Boone, second by Overstreet. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Shook, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
The vote is closed. That's 7 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable as amended.
Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to remove. We're not going to remove any other items from here. We'll keep them there. We're down to walk-in legislation, and there are none. So now we're at adjournment. Does anyone have anything they'd like to share with the public or the general body? No announcement? Okay, well, thank everyone for your time, and I will see everyone soon. We're adjourned.